How you doing? Duff here. What you see in front of you is 8 meters of MyLaps mats, but you have a 4-meter box. I had a theory ever since I've got this MyLaps equipment, which has been reliable and solid, but the only drawback has been the setup time on these mats. It just takes too long. It's a pain. Because with an 8-meter layout like this, you're running 8 sets of lines from the farthest mat all the way back here to the timing box, and it just is very time consuming and tedious. And I'm not a fan of either of those things. So anyways, I had this theory that, because I've done some testing about how far off the edge of the mat that you can still get a chip read, and when I was doing testing with that, I was getting reads 3 to 4 feet off of either side of the mats. I was curious what would happen if I only wired in every other mat. So I have 8 mats, but I only have 4 of them wired, starting with number 8, and then I'm skipping a mat all the way. So the last mat that's wired is number 2 right there. And I was curious what kind of reads I would get in that configuration, so I'm going to test it right now. Okay, I have a plastic tube there that I've affixed 7 bibs to. So to test this, I'm going to I'm going to keep creating new files for each test, and I'm just going to run across the mats, holding those about chest high, and see if I get 7 reads, regardless of where I run over the mat. So let's see how this works out. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but right now it shows 0 reads in that file that I've created. Okay, I'm going to try to pin these to my chest, sort of, just kind of hold it against me as I run across. Okay, my test rig is really not designed for windy conditions, but let's try anyways. Okay, again, I don't know how in focus that'll be, but I did get all 7 reads there. So I'm going to clear the file and try it a few more times. Okay, again, 7 reads. Probably can't see that. 7 reads. Okay, now I'm just going to snake back and forth on the mats, keeping in mind that mat number 8, number 6, number 4, and number 2 are the only ones wired in. But I'm going to cross over each one individually. And you should be able to hear the result. And I'll just use one bib for this. Okay, keep in mind that I have the box in the main configuration. I think if I would set it to the backup configuration, let me just check it out, see if it acts any different. Okay, you may have seen that I was getting some inconsistent results when I was holding it to my chest, going over the non-wired mats. But I think what's going on is I was going like this, and I had my hand literally covering the chip, so it was kind of insulating the chip and blocking signal. When I went like this, which would simulate a typical scenario where a bib is pinned to somebody's chest, I got a read on all 8 mats without a problem. So let's just do this number 1 mat one more time just so you can see what I mean. Yeah, so that's fine when I do it like that. So take it for what it's worth. A better test would be to have a mat set up. Zoom down, yeah. Have a mat in this configuration set up as a backup maybe at first, and then compare that with the reads that you get on a mat set that's wired conventionally with every mat being wired in, and then see what your reads are compared to a mat that only has every other, or a mat configuration that only has every other mat wired in as a test. So I'm really curious how well it'll work, and I still think it might work just fine. So. And of course this isn't a MyLaps endorsed configuration by any means, but if it does work consistently, I mean, it's a way to cut your time wiring the mats by half, which is pretty significant, and to run an 8-meter line off of a 4-meter box, or run 16 meters of mats off of an 8-meter box. You know, I guess you could do that in a different configuration. So anyways, that's the results of my testing. If anyone would like to expand on that and do like I suggested, I might try that in my next race actually. Set up one of my boxes with this every other configuration and see what happens. So. But regardless, interesting experiment. Until next time, Duffman out.